Hey guys, if you enjoy watching our videos, please consider subscribing to our channel. Also, hit that notification bell and you will be notified when we post future videos. Give those fingers some exercise and hit that like button. That lets us know that you like and enjoy our videos. Also, leave a comment. We're here 24/7. We'd love to hear from you. So let's get right to the video. Enjoy. On previous videos, I had talked about how my running lights were not working, as well as my right blinker. I got the right blinker going. It was just a loose wire. So the only thing that I'm contending with right now is my running lights. And this is where this video begins. So this is the issue that I'm dealing with right now. I went ahead and rewired everything and everything is working. I even got the right blinker going, but I just can't get my running lights going. So that's gonna be the headache for today. I'm gonna start looking at the fuse and then work my way back. So I'm starting with the fuse, and sometimes it's hard to read the labels and see what they're for. I did find a fuse here that was blown, and I just went ahead and replaced it, but it had no impact. I did buy a set of bulbs, so I'm going to go ahead and try to see if that could be the case, but it's really unlikely for both bulbs to go out at the same time, but you never know. Could be $9 down the drain. This is one of my biggest obstacles that I have left to conquer. If I can get past this, I will really be happy and be in really good shape. Electrical problems can be a real big issue. I just have to work my way through it. I know that the fuse is not the cause of it. I'm gonna go ahead and change these bulbs. I don't think that's the issue either, but at least I can say, well, I put those in, I know that's not the problem. This fan has two fuse boxes. One is underneath the hood where the engine sits, and this one is underneath the seat inside the van. Now, I checked this about a week ago, and I went through all the fuses and I didn't see anything. But since I rewired everything, I'm going to go ahead and double check all the fuses. Well, I was really being persistent, and you never know if you're just going to win this one or not, but I won this one. I was just going through the diagram and checking some of the fuses, and like I said, the labels sometimes don't really resemble what they pertain to, but I did find a fuse that was burnt out, and I went ahead and replaced it, and that fixed the problem. I don't know if you can see it, but they're both working now. I can't tell you how much weight has been lifted off my shoulders right now. If I couldn't figure this out, it was going to cost me $210 to take it in just for them to take a look at it. So I am so happy that I figured it out, and now I can keep moving on to the next project. I got it fixed.
I'm so proud of you.
This work is tedious, but it's damn important. These little shrink wraps work really well. Guys, I'm gonna work on this platform today. I'm gonna go ahead and replace it. I don't know if you can see it, but it's a little warped. I use particle board, which I probably shouldn't have. It's gonna have some weight to it, and from me stepping in and out of it, it has managed to crack. So I can either replace it now or replace it later, but I'm choosing to replace it now so I don't have to do it later. I'm gonna do a cabinet on top of this, so it is gonna add some pressure to it. I really don't like the way these vinyl planks came out. I mean, they look all right, but I think I could do a lot better. I bought a box of wood flooring to put on here, and I definitely love the pattern. So for 20 bucks, let's make this floor look dynamite. Man, I got super lucky on this one. I forgot how I did this, but I actually did it in 3 sections. So all I have to do is just change that middle board. Off to Home Depot we go. I had to pay $26 for that piece of board, but I gotta get it done. All right, so this is all done. This wood is actually going to be a lot stronger. I repainted these with a metallic finish. They were pretty beat up. All right, so this is the flooring that I bought, and it's got a nice woodsy look to it. I'm going to start cutting it and laying it down. I finished the project and I really like the way it turned out. I like that a lot better than the vinyl, and I'm also glad that I repainted the trim. Alright, so what do you think? I really wanted to do something with this wall here, and I wasn't quite sure just what, but I came up with this design. It's mountains, and it's just vinyl stripping. Hopefully it'll stay on there and it won't come off, but I like it. Let me know what you think on the comments. You're a 24-hour job. You ready to go outside? Shh. People still sleeping. I bought me all the wood, and we're gonna get started. I'm building the garage cabinet. I would honestly not know what to do without that vacuum cleaner.
Doctor said basically I'm getting old.
Getting old?
Yeah, well.
It's an incurable disease. I'm going to rearrange the diesel tank. In the meantime, I went ahead and transferred over the fuel to an empty tank that I had. See, if you can notice, that's a 10 liter and that's a 15 liter. I want it to get a little bit bigger so we can hold a little bit more fuel. So here's the cabinet. My intention is to have partitions. I'm going to use the top to hold our chairs. On the left hand side we've got our water jug, and then on top of that is going to be the container that's going to hold the diesel fuel. I wanted to go with a nice vintage color. This is what it takes to get this project done. Let's see if we can finish that cabinet today. So this is how far I've come with the cabinets. I still have to paint this here. I did some patchwork to cover up some holes and also trying to get it as smooth as possible. I added on some hinges and I got them all done. I just got to put them back on there. It's a little time consuming, but it's coming right along. Gina just got back from the doctor's. She went to get a CTR, right?
CT scan.
CT scan.
Am I glowing with all the contrast and the stuff I had to drink?
I cut out all the cabinet doors, so they're ready to go. What I'm doing is putting a vinyl on the doors, and I'm really impressed the way that came out. I am really digging this color. So I got all 3 doors in. I went ahead and put the hinges as well as the pistons, and it seems to be working fine. I made this Van Gogh Traveler sign and I think it came out totally awesome. Gina definitely got a kick out of it. The way I did it was I cut a board, I stained it, I bought the lettering off of Amazon. It's custom made. It was just vinyl. I put it on there, I painted the board, and then I took the lettering off. So what you're left with is just the wood in the background. Man, what a neat effect. I am beyond pissed off right now. I drilled all the holes to the doors to put the door locks in, and I try to be precise with the measurements, and I still messed up. I gotta redo all the doors. I had to reorganize again. I don't know about you, but I cannot stand when I'm so disorganized. I feel like I'm really lost. I made a little box for the cabinet of the garage. I think I forgot to show you guys, but I did finish the trimming, and that runs all the way up to the front. I did make a hole here so I can put the curtain rod in, and that worked out just fine. I finished this side as well, and that runs all the way up to the front. I made a hole here also for the curtain rod. The only thing is the bar wasn't long enough, so I had to make a cut, and I'm just gonna go ahead and get a small piece, put it in there, put some wood filler, sand it down, and make it look as good as possible. It's not really going to matter much because we're going to have a cabinet right here, so that's going to be behind the cabinet. The curtain runs from side to side. I know people get bothered by that little space in between up top. I could probably do something and make a little covering for it, but it's never really been a problem for us. We added a couple little things, and I got these stickers here. It just has to do with camping. make you feel warm and fuzzy. As you can see, I'm not in Kansas anymore. I decided to take a little vacation and come down to one of my favorite places, Horseshoe Beach, Florida. And there's really nothing to do here. It's a really small place. You just come here to lay back and relax, and this is just what I needed. I've been working on this van for about a year now, and sometimes I think back and I laugh when I think back to talking to my brother or my brother-in-law and asking them if I can work on this van in their carport, and that it would only take me a couple weeks. Man, was I wrong. I wish I had a place that I can work on, like a storage or a warehouse space or something like that I can go into and be able to work on the van 24/7, but that wasn't possible, so I had to deal with what I had, and a lot of times it was just the weather that was my worst enemy. So I just needed to take some time off and come down and rewind and reset, and this is a perfect place. Let me show you what I've done so far with the cabinet. I haven't finished yet, but you can see how far I've gotten. So this is what I've done so far with the cabinet. I got to finish the door. I know it doesn't matter to some, but I didn't have the right tool at the time to make a straight cut, so I want to replace that door at some point. All the locks do work. The doors open and close as well as lock up, so that's a good thing. I've got both my batteries set up and they're running at this point. I want to use this wall here for electrical. I got to make it safe by installing a fuse box as well as some cutoff switches so we don't have any electrical issues. I got to put a border here in order to hold this water jug. We got all the pieces cut, Gina stained it, and we just got to put it in place. There is a lot of little things that we would love to get done to this van, but I know it is close to being impossible. We only have a couple of weeks left and it's getting close to crunch time. We've got to get some things done. I know once we're out on the road, I'll be able to finish up all these little projects. I'll have the time, and you know what? They always say that you never stop working on your van. It's always a work in progress and you're always going to be making upgrades. I'm just glad to have the opportunity to get away and feel what the van feels like out on the road and to see what adjustments I have to make. And honestly, the adjustments that I have to make are really minimal. This van is so much more different than Mr. Van Gogh, and it has been really, really comfortable. And speaking of Mr. Van Gogh, it is going to be so emotional for me and Gina to have to let him go. He has been with us from the very start and has taken us to so many amazing places, but we just don't need two vehicles. I honestly have to say that we look forward to the next chapter of our lives, and we want to thank you guys so much for coming along on this journey. I'm going to leave you with some beautiful views of Horseshoe Beach, Florida, and we'll catch you guys on the next VIDEO.